Full energy, right? If we can have this session on full energy, then please participate with me in this session. I haven't prepared this as a one-way talk. I will keep on throwing questions and I will try to keep this conversation as human as I can be. Okay? Now, moving forward, how many developers do we have in the crowd? You can also give me a shout, whoo, like that. Okay, a few developers. How many business people are there? Business people, by business people I mean they are working in sales or marketing, or they are agency owners by themselves. Perfect. So we have a surplus of the business crowd, and rest assured this entire presentation is actually tailored to you people, and the developers, they will have the vision to share to their leadership teams as well. As the title says, from window shopper to a loyal fan. Have you been window shopping lately? I do window shop a lot, right? My favorite brand to do window shopping is Swarovski, right? It's always a pleasure to window shop Swarovski. Can I have that pointer? Thank you. So we have always been a window shopper, and I will try to orchestrate a journey from how a window shopper can be turned to a loyal fan to any brand. That could be you, or that could be your customer, right? So before I move on, there's a little disclaimer. There are a lot of logos and brand names in this presentation. I own none of them. I only own the ideas in this presentation, and rest assured they are open source. So you can use them if you like them. And a little bit of introduction. I am Gaurav Vyas. I'm coming from Renosys Technologies. We can connect on this username on LinkedIn, and I'm coming from the Pink City. I hope you all know my city by the name of Pink City. It's also becoming a great hub for commerce, innovation, and technology. Now, let's cut to the chase. Winning customer loyalty, it is, right? Now, in a period like an economic slowdown, which we all are experiencing in some way or the other, customer loyalty is the hottest topic. And when I was preparing for this presentation, I also went to the conventional definition of customer loyalty for commerce brands. Generally, brands use customer loyalty as a word to define a set of customers to measure how frequently they visit themselves and how frequently they buy from them, right? There's no problem in this definition. It's the exact definition, and it's very important to track it because the existing customer that you have a very high probability in closing that customer. Yes? You guys are from business teams, you know it, right? And if you successfully retain 5% of your total customers, that contributes heavily in your top line, right? So matrix says that 5% retention will turn around to 25% in the top line revenue increase, and the more the merrier, right? But the loyalty which we are going to talk about cannot be won by this conventional definition of loyalty, because loyalty goes beyond that. Right? So if you take away this one thing, please take away this. I want to change the narration of loyalty with this presentation. From this day onwards, do not use loyalty as a metric to define your customer behaviors. Use it to define your behaviors towards your customers. Use it to define how loyal your brand or your company is to your customers. And do they feel it? Because if they feel it, the battle is half won. Right? But the question will come up now, good thing to say, but how to do it, right? So whenever I talk about loyalty with brands, I always emphasize on this single point that loyal relationships are something which are felt here, okay? You can't create loyal relationships on a dashboard, right? Loyal relationships are made within. And there's a beautiful thing about loyalty. Okay, we all as humans crave loyalty in our life, don't we? We do. We want loyalty from our friends, from our partners, from our customers. But the important part is we also want to give loyalty to others. Now that's something which most people miss. I have seen people that they value loyalty in a way that they love to be loyal to someone or something. They are searching things and persons to be loyal to. They wear loyalty like a pride. Okay? So if it is both given and expected, what's the catch? Why brands struggle all the time to build loyalty? So to understand that better, I have created a 4-step action plan to win loyalty of customers. These customers could be your customers. These customers could be the customers of your prospective clients. Now, if they win, you win, right? That's the only way to end this recession as well. If your customers win, you win, okay? How? So the first thing which I believe happens is recognition. The first step of a relationship. Now by recognition is a fancy word, you won't understand it like that. So let's take a scenario. Let's imagine that you are going to a bar. Okay, please imagine only because it's a dry state, don't forget it, but imagine it. Imagine that you are going to a bar and you met an extremely adorable person over there. You liked them and you wanted to build an engagement with them afterwards. Okay? On the next day, you want to start your engagement. What would be the first step that you would do? At this time, most of the people think, what could be the first step? We'll just text them, right? We'll just try and have a chat. No, the first step and the most important step would be to remember them. Come on, you're coming from a bar. Remember them, record their data, have their phone numbers, have their Instagrams, social media addresses. You need to have information about them to reach them, right? But imagine you are now the owner of the bar. It's not it's no longer any simple like that. Because now if you're the owner of the bar, literally hundreds of people are checking in. They are saving your reels, they are sharing your content, they are visiting your websites, they are having drinks, they are having fun. And to you as a business owner, each one of those people could be a prospective customer. Each one of them is someone you want to build an engagement with. Now, how would you capture so much data alone? Okay, it's difficult, but thankfully we have a good friend at our rescue to make our lives easier, and that is a tool. The name of the tool is this, okay, Adobe Real-Time CDP. Now what's the magic of this tool? Adobe markets it with this line: until someone invents mind reading, there is real-time CDP. Okay, so pretty fancy line, but it actually makes sense. Why? CDP is a tool which will capture each and every point of data on your digital storefronts and offline storefronts as well, both known and unknown. So be it your CRM, your website, your app, your web store, your marketplace, your bar itself, your offline store, right? Each and every person who is interacting in any which ways to your brand will be recorded in Adobe Real-Time CDP, and you will have their data in a beautiful dashboard like this, right? Here the recognition part is done. Agreed? But this is one step of the funnel. You need to go ahead of it. Why? And how do I say that? Inclusion means once I know you, I need to include you in my life to build an engagement with you, right or not? To include you in my life, let's move back to the bar and let's make this a little more challenging. This time you're not meeting a single person, you are meeting 5 different unique personalities. All of them are lovely, all of them are someone you want to build an engagement with, but everybody is different, right? This time, even if you record their data, it would take you to be a genius to create meaningful conversations on the next day, because you need to remember their behaviors. What do they like? What do they don't like, right? And it's again a genius at work. But if you need to do it for 5 million, no way you can do it without help. Okay, and to do this, again, thankfully, the same old friend can help us, right? How? Because there used to be a product called Audience Manager, which is now merged to Real-Time CDP, and it creates intelligent audience segmentations on the basis of their behavior. So I was mentioning 5 million people. Each one of those 5 million visitors will have a unique customer profile built in your CDP tool. based on each and every touch point that they are experiencing in their journey with your brand. Maybe they are visiting through their Apple Watch. Maybe they are interacting through mobile. Maybe they are visiting your desktop website. Maybe they are opening your mail, clicks, anything. They will make a unique customer profile, and for all 5 million of them or more, and then using Adobe Sensei's AI capabilities, they will automatically segment them based on their behaviors into multiple segmentations, right? This makes your life easier, okay? In what sense? Now, you know two things. You know who are you talking to, and you know what do they like, okay? Both of these informations are super powerful things to have as a brand, because if you don't know this, you can't serve them, right? Moving forward, the show. Now, why I built the ground first? Because most of the time I have seen this, that brands and their marketers want to skip to the good part, and they feel the show is the most important part, right? Until and unless you know your audiences, the show won't impress them. That's why the first two steps are very important. And now comes the fun part, the show. Now, before I tell you about the show, tell me this thing. It's just a simple question, and I hope you would enjoy this. Imagine I'm talking to you. Not like this. Imagine I'm talking personally with you, okay? And while talking, you just mentioned that you are allergic to coffee. Make sense? Anybody could be. And just after 5 minutes, if I ask you out for a coffee, how would you feel? Think about it. You just mentioned that you're allergic to coffee, and after 5 minutes, I'm asking you out to go to coffee. You won't like it. And maybe you won't like to speak with me again. Okay? Second, suppose that we are talking again, and you just mentioned that there is a fantastic coffee house in Ahmedabad, and after getting that information from you, what I do is I just jump on the podium and I invite everyone in this hall to go to a coffee. How would you feel now? Again, terrible. Why? Because I used your information to do a mass marketing campaign. Now, now before I move forward, I won't do anything else, I promise. Anything like it. But you know it sounds inappropriate, and it also sounds illogical to do so, but accidentally brands do it all the time. My colleague, one of my colleagues, he like 2 days ago when I was in office, he received a cold email by a Chinese school saying that, would you like to be our English teacher in China? And my colleague is a marketer master. Doesn't make any sense, but it happens all the time. And we all know it happens, right? But the show must go on. But if you know your audiences, such mistakes won't happen. And these little things matter a lot when you are building relationships. Okay? Always remember, while doing business with your customers, it's not about selling them, it's about building loyal and meaningful relationships with them. And if we succeed in doing that, business will follow. Now, next. If you want to communicate your messages, what options do you have? You have a marketing automation software. Now, I know as a business, all of you must be using a marketing automation software, correct? Your company must be using a marketing automation software, and there's nothing new about it, right? There are only a handful of must-haves when talking about a marketing automation software. It should be cross-platform, yes. It should be omni-channel, yes. And it should be easy to use, yes. But the problem is there are some hidden details, and the devil is in the details, right? Sometimes we forget that those softwares should also do one thing. If you are a B2B business, okay, you have to ensure that your marketing automation software should connect both the sales and marketing teams. Because what happens in B2B companies, marketing does their own job and sales does their own job. And marketing alone cannot empower customers to buy on their own. Your sales team will have to go to your customers, you'll have to connect, and then they will extend that relationship further. In such scenario, if your sales team does not know what kind of marketing campaigns the marketing team is sending to their customers, they won't be able to function properly. Okay? One capability that you need to have in your marketing automation tool, Market to Engage helps with that. And one more thing that happens to have in our campaigns and in our marketing automation software, which most of the people are overlooking, marketing automation or the messages that we need to send shouldn't be limited to online mediums, right? When was the last time that you received a personal letter in your mailbox coming to your home by a brand? I cannot even recall that. But even you would agree that this is a powerful marketing way. If I would receive paper, something written on a real paper, coming to me at my office by a brand which is trying to serve me, I will love this, right? And everybody would love this, because in an era of mails and messages, someone sending a real mail to you feels special, right? So what does Adobe Campaign helps us to do? It has all the rest of the capabilities. It helps you design on your own. It helps you track, build campaigns, and it also helps you to create offline messaging campaigns. So from using this software, you can automate the entire offline messaging mediums as well. That's the superpower, okay? Now, mobile alerts and everything, that is mostly common to most of the marketing automation software, so I won't waste any time on that. But let's come to the surprise. Now, before I reveal the surprise, I reveal this section. You tell me that if you have a way to communicate with the audiences, you have the information about the audiences, you also know what your audiences like and dislike, can you create surprises for them? Yes. But if I subtract any one of this information, will you be able to create meaningful surprises for your audiences? No, it won't be possible. That's why I urge brands to think beyond loyalty points and reward credits. Because loyalty points and reward credits will not feel personal until and unless they are meaningfully curated for a small set of audience. If you are a Friday, first day, first show person, I cannot surprise you with a Wednesday discount. And if you are a Wednesday discount person, I cannot surprise you with an exclusive first day, first show pass. It won't mean to you, right? And there comes the surprise part. While curating surprises, now we are ready to curate surprises, but there is a missing part of the puzzle. And again, that thing would be, I would like to show it to you by a scenario only. I want to shout out to see what's the response, so please cooperate. How many husbands and boyfriends are in the house? Thank you for cooperating. So imagine, husbands, it's your wedding anniversary, okay? Imagine it's your wedding anniversary and you are trying to surprise your wife, okay? You brought a present or you created a surprise, and according to you, you created the best you could, okay? But you just gifted that surprise to your wife. Now, there are two options. Would you assume that your wife would love the surprise, or would you ask her, did you like it or not? Now, even whatever your answer is, I actually want to advise you, never take the risk of assuming, okay? Always ask your wife whether she liked your surprise or not, because it's too dangerous, believe me, okay? Now, since we have to take the feedback of the surprises that we deliver to the persons we love, it's also important in the business grounds. And again, many times brands overlook this small detail. They feel that if they are creating a surprise for their customers are expected to like it. But that's not a healthy relationship, okay? I gave you a surprise. I cannot demand you to like it. I have to ask you whether you liked it. And even if you didn't like it, I have to accept your feedback, and then I'll have to create a new response, a new surprise, right? How will I do that? Right? If I'm a husband, I can just straight away ask my wife, but if I am a business owner and dealing with hundreds of customers, I cannot personally ask them, okay? I need to know it on my own because they are expecting me to know it on my own. So there is this magical friend of mine which is known as Adobe Analytics, okay? why does this tool exist? Suppose you are creating surprises, campaigns, offers, right, based on audiences, their likeliness and dislikeliness. You will sooner or later experience this, a spike in your traffic. Okay, be it on social media handles, be it on your online mediums or wherever you are doing your business, you will always experience, you are bound to experience a spike in the web traffic. Okay, when that traffic happens, you know something is happening, right? Now what's happening? That thing would be revealed by this tool. Which thing is clicking your audience? In which direction? Which campaign is positively enforcing them to connect with your brand, and which campaign didn't work as good as the other ones? Okay, this detail if you didn't have, you cannot create your next surprise, because you will never know what worked and what didn't. Okay, and for this, using this, you won't have to straight away ask your audience what did you like and not, because sometimes what happens when we are dealing at scale, people expect us to know by themselves. Okay, our brands, our customers are expecting from us कि इतना तो आपको पता ही होगा ना मेरे बारे में, and if we fail to deliver on that, they will stop loving us, and again the loyal relationship that we are trying to maintain will break somewhere. That's why Adobe Analytics is showcased in this presentation. Now this is the game, right? And the moment when I said think beyond loyalty points and reward credits, I didn't mean that loyalty points or credits shouldn't be part of the game. It should be. But what I mean truly is, when we are creating surprises or trying to build loyalty, things go way beyond points. There are many brands which enforce loyalty, deliver surprises, deliver delights to their customers. One such brand is Apple. Have you ever heard that Apple offered a discount in their loyalty program? You will never hear it. Okay? But are Apple customers loyal customers? Absolutely. Go to an Apple user, tell them the features of your Android device, prove it that your Android device have more features than their Apple. Keep proving. They don't care. Okay? If they are loyal Apple users, they will always be loyal Apple users. How and why? Best ever promise of Apple. From iPhone 6 to iPhone 15, each and every unveiling presentation of iPhone has these two words in common: the best ever. Best ever camera, best ever body, best ever display, so on and so forth. This best ever promise that they are maintaining induces the Apple loyalty. The Apple company wants its users to always be using the latest iPhone. They call you and tell you that these are your upgrade options, I want you to upgrade. Okay? There is a company called Harley Davidson, BMW, Royal Enfield. They have a loyal fan base and their fans are crazy fans. Did they offer discounts on automobiles? Never. What did they do? They identified their loyal customers and they invite them to their road shows, to their exclusive test drives, and to the events that they do, and they are invitation only. But when they invite, an automatic mouth of word publicity happens, and that creates that loyalty in rest of the people's minds, right? So there are multiple examples. Bath and Body Works, the Body Shop remembers your birthdays and wedding anniversaries and each and every important detail of your life, and they will send some gift to your doorstep on your birthday or wedding anniversary. How special would they feel? But they won't offer you just discounts based on your purchases. No, that's not how they do it, and their customers don't even want them to give discounts, actually. Alright, so these are some examples. Loyalty is not a one-day game. It happens when you deliver consistent, delightful experience over time, right? Summarizing the presentation, what do you need actually? You need a customer data platform to capture. You need some intelligent marketing automation software which combines both online and offline channels and deliver delightful experiences which you plan them to deliver, right? And you want an analytics tool which defines each and every part of the customer journey and tells you what's working and what's not working. There are some complementary tools in this ecosystem as well. Adobe Target. Adobe Target is an automatic A/B testing tool So using AI, it will improvise your content and your brand face based on your audience's behavior automatically across devices. So you don't have to do it manually, and Ad Cloud is for those people who market it on TV and radio. Now the time is all over, so I will leave with this quote. It's by Seth Godin, the legendary marketer of this planet. Always remember this: it's easier to love brands when they love you back. So thank you very much for being such a wonderful audience, and any questions, please give it to me. Right? Or am I allowed to take a selfie with the audience? I'd be delighted. Thank you very much. Guys, can I take a selfie with all of you? Thank you so much. You know, first times are always special. Allow me a moment. Not a selfie guy, of course. Okay, I'll do it like that. Everybody say cheers. Cheers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience. And if you have any questions, I don't have some time to address it right now. After this stage, I'm all yours. Thank you so much.